Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
It's time for another daily dose of Dismal Disney. What's dismal about Disney today is their stock is plummeting. Now, to be fair, the entire stock market is not in a good place.
True.
But Disney is the lowest it's been since the beginning of the pandemic.
Well, some of the outlets are saying Disney is one of the ones leading the drop-off.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about that, and there are several factors that could be at play here. A big shakeup at their studios. We have recession coming up, and people aren't going to have discretionary income. And there is a potential massive loss of subscribers on Disney Plus around the corner, based on cricket in India. So we'll talk about all of this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 270, almost 271,000 subs.
Already.
Yeah.
Woo!
Make sure you're still subscribed, please. YouTube likes to unsubscribe people sometimes without their knowledge. Now, if you leave on your own, it's on you. Whatever. Anyway, let's talk about this. So yeah, at one point, Disney stock was down to what, like $94 a share?
$94.83.
That is bad. The lowest it was during the pandemic. If I remember off the top of my head, it was around $87.
It was 80 something, yeah.
And that's bad. For Disney, that's bad. So basically all the gains that they had picked up over the last couple of years through the pandemic, thanks to Disney Plus, have been completely wiped out.
Basically, yes.
Basically, yes. So let's talk about what some catalysts could be here. Now, back, was it last week? Peter Rice was quickly terminated from Disney. And there was scuttlebutt from some YouTubers that the reason they terminated Peter Rice, and we strongly disagree with this, the reason they terminated Peter Rice was that the company was going to course correct like Warner and like Netflix, and they were going to get rid of quote unquote wokeness.
Right, but we disagreed for a couple of reasons. One, we told you that the chick that was replacing him has deliberately passed on shows because they weren't diverse enough. We know that they've been pushing the diversity and inclusion key on the Disney Parks blog, like really hard, especially the last couple of weeks. You had the Reimagine Tomorrow, so they got leaked that they had the video, people that they brought in after the whole Florida, parental rights education bill thing came out, and it was all doubling, tripling down on diversity there. Saudi Arabia won't run Lightyear because there's a same-sex kiss in it, so they're putting it in the Lightyear movie.
Yes.
They're not backing off of it. I didn't think they were going to.
No, because they wouldn't have made such a big deal, and and it's basically, this is the hill that Disney is willing to die on, and they're not going to walk it back. The only way that would happen is if they had a change at the very top, a change in leadership.
Board's going to renew Chapek's contract, apparently. That's the word. Right.
So it could be that he is trying to appeal to the board. It could be that he was trying to take out with Peter Rice. They think he was the most logical choice to replace Bob Chapek.
Yeah, I think it had more to do with that than it did anything else.
Yeah, so it was Highlander, basically. He got rid of Peter Rice, and it took him like 7 minutes to fire the guy.
Yeah, but he's been in the movie industry for 30 years with Fox and then with Disney.
So he was this
woman's been underneath him for years, 20-some years.
Yeah. So, I mean, this does feel very Machiavellian. It feels like there was some scheming, some plotting going on. And it's probably like, okay, well, Bob, you bring me in as your number two, and I'll make sure they don't get rid of you. Well, you can use me as a shield, Bob. Something's going on. But the thing is, look at their other replacements. Peter Rice was cut, and they said, he wasn't a good fit. This is the same thing they did to their communications director,
Jeff Morrell.
And he was the guy who told Bob Chapek to be apolitical. They fired him. They said he wasn't a good fit. And then they literally replaced him with somebody from the Biden administration.
Yeah, their vaccine person. Their vaccine person that led the campaign for the vaccines or whatever.
And this was just a month or two ago.
Right.
I mean, if you think that they're going to suddenly gut Disney and replace Disney with a bunch of apolitical suits, you're sorely mistaken. They're going to double, triple down. They're going to ride this flume down the waterfall into the Briar Patch.
Splash Mountain. Yeah, so this was today.
This was this morning, yeah. And the stock started dropping. Now, I don't know if that factored into it again, but people were concerned that they fired Peter Rice the way they did because they're like, well, this looks like Disney doesn't have a plan. It looks like they don't have a plan. Now, some of the comments were like, the stock market, as soon as they fire, and you can see it. You can see this is when they got rid of Peter Rice.
Yeah.
Boom. you know, and it took a nosedive.
It's taking a nosedive because the investors see they're going to double down on this.
Yeah.
And other companies like Netflix and stuff are trying to go back to center. Now, by doing that, you're not like saying, hey, we don't believe in diversity and inclusion. That's not what you're doing. You're just saying that the company's going to stay apolitical. We are going to make for everyone, including the people who want diversity and inclusion, people who, just want, organic diversity and inclusion, and we're going to do these things. Well, when they got rid of Peter Rice, that probably sends a message that, oh shit, and that's what's happening. That's part of it. I think there's more to it than that if you follow what's going on. Yeah,
but her statement, Walden's statement, she basically puts inclusion and diversity above talent. She said this is where she sees Disney going. Being a place that thrives on creativity and creative risk-taking.
Which I don't think is a bad thing.
That's fine. A place where people can bring their authentic, true selves to work every day. Okay, that's fine.
That sounds good.
A place where inclusion is a top priority and collaboration is celebrated. And very last, a place where we will never stop working to be the very best home for talent. That actually, strike that, reverse it. That should have been the top priority.
I mean, I have no problem with diversity and inclusion as long as it's organic. And that's the problem that these companies don't seem to understand.
Yeah. I wish Peter the best. I wish him the best.
Don't let the door hit in the ass on the way out. I'm already measuring your office for mine.
Yeah, right. So again, there were, and I'm not throwing shade at other YouTubers. I know a lot of people want to believe that Disney is.
We want to believe.
Going to course correct. I think the market will eventually make them course correct, but it's not going to be under Bob Chapek.
It's not right now.
It's not now.
We all want that to happen as well, but when you look at the actual stuff going on around the company, besides the headlines, some of the other things, it does not look very likely at this time.
No. So let's talk about another potential ticking time bomb. I did a video, and you weren't in that video.
No.
You were out that day, but you were on strike. You were on strike.
No, I wasn't on strike. I was
striking against me. No, you were on strike. And anyway, I did this video, and they talked about the ticking time bomb at Disney, and it was the weirdest damn thing. I'm like, what could possibly be a ticking time bomb for Disney Plus? And it's India. Okay, what is this in relation to? Oh, it's cricket. I'm like, what? Cricket? Well, apparently cricket is absolutely huge in India. It's like soccer in the UK. It's like NFL football over here. And they said a lot of people subscribe to Hotstar for IPL cricket. And if Disney passes on the streaming rights, people are going to drop their Hotstar / Disney Plus subscription bundles, because that is literally the only reason that they're subscribed. Now, Disney did maintain the broadcast rights, the TV rights, but that's not Hotstar. That's a totally different thing. So they're going to broadcast. I don't know if they have like ESPN India or whatever they have over there. So they'll still broadcast the games. But Viacom actually got the streaming rights. So that means that their version of Paramount Plus is probably going to be what streams cricket. And they said the reason that they let it go, because it was billions of dollars, the reason they let it go was that Indian subscribers to Disney are not worth that much. They said that they might lose a lot of subscribers, but it wasn't worth it to them at this point in time to spend the $2 or $3 billion to maintain the streaming rights, because they're looking at what the average subscriber in India is worth in ARPU. That's the average revenue per user, and it's like pennies compared to what it is here in the States or Canada or the UK.
I'm on strike, sorry.
Oh, she's on strike.
Yeah, according to you. So
yeah, you've got your picket sign.
I'm on strike apparently, so I'm not adding anything because I'm on strike.
Okay, so I'll re-up your contract. I'll give you a better deal.
What's my better deal?
I'll let you talk more.
You already let me talk, but the thing is, you're looking at me to say stuff. I'm like, I'm not saying anything because apparently, according to Neon, I'm on strike. So, but no.
I'll pretend to be geeky.
But yeah, okay, go ahead. Go for it.
I like brushable hair, and my husband is so attractive.
Why do I sound like Mickey Mouse, but someone has him by the balls?
Because that's what I sound like.
Well, only when I have you by the balls. Anyway, so yeah, when you compare that, Disney keeps going on about the India audience with the Disney Plus Hotstar during their investor calls. They keep saying out of one side of their face that they're really important because that's a high number of subscribers, and they just want to push the number of subscribers to the investors and the media. Oh, we have so many subscribers, and a lot of them are India. But what they're not telling that many people is, I mean, they are in the data, but the media doesn't tell people, is that they don't pay anywhere near as much as the people like in other countries or in the United States do. So they have a lot more people, but they aren't paying very much. So they're probably like, well, we can lose some of that and still make more money.
Yeah, so this is the guy from Moffat Nathanson, that Michael Nathanson, who's always on the calls.
Who always gets to talk, yeah.
Always gets to, he's not on strike. He gets to talk more often. He said, I would like nothing better than if Disney didn't get the IPO rights and walked back their subscriber number. He said it would indicate a focus on financial discipline and a return on capital. So basically, he's like, yeah, they can lose some subscribers and, they'll actually be in a better financial position.
Did he say that before or after they turned down the offer to buy?
I think before.
Oh, so they did it because the investors were telling them not to.
Yeah, but the problem is, and this is what that other article is talking about, this being a ticking time bomb for Disney. It doesn't matter what Moffat Nathanson thinks. It matters what the general public thinks. And they said that they're going to look at the potential loss in subscribers, which could be catastrophic.
Look what happened to Netflix.
That's exactly what they're comparing it to.
Yeah.
They said this could be very much like Netflix, where in the grand scheme of things, it might not look like a huge deal. Like, well, they lost a couple 100,000 or even 1 million Indian subs or whatever. And to them, it's not worth as much as losing US subs. But to the public, it's going to be like, oh my God, Disney just lost like 1 million subs overnight.
Yeah, quick, pull your money.
Because they don't the general public doesn't differentiate between, an American sub and an Indian sub, because Disney doesn't. They're just like, oh yeah, this is how many global subs we have.
Yeah.
And so then people are going to panic and be like, oh my God, Disney Plus is going to look just like Netflix, and they're going to start cutting back and the stock is going to go down. And yeah, they said it is this is the problem that the company has, because right now the value of Disney, they said they're actually viewing Disney more as a tech company than a theme park company or a movie studio.
Well, that's because they restructured.
They restructured. They're basically a tech company that produces movies and owns theme parks.
And well, the theme parks are going to run into a problem with that because a couple things. One, they already, since they have their theme park reservation system in place, they obviously are adding way more people.
Yeah.
And it's selling out quickly, so people can't go. So people who have annual passes are canceling their annual passes because what's the point if you can't get in anyway? It's gotten so bad they're actually adding a wait list now that you can say you want to go on this date, and if something opens up, you can get it. So you have that. The theme parks are too expensive. How many articles have we seen over the past couple months, especially, that Disney's pricing everybody out? They're paying people for focus groups to find out why the Star Cruiser Hotel isn't performing. They're facing a PR nightmare about the costs when there's a recession coming, and then they keep jacking the prices on everything. People are like, what the hell? There's a story we're going to do later about another thing about the Disney adults, and there was a wedding incident and that their prices were like $5,500 for 2 30-minute sessions to have Mickey and Minnie Mouse there.
Oh my God.
For 30 minutes. So it's just the public opinion is declining.
Yeah, and that's going to definitely affect stock, because it's not all big investment firms that have Disney stock. It's a lot of mom and pops that have Disney stock.
I think the majority of the stock's probably individuals who wanted to buy Disney stock who love Disney.
Yeah, that's the truth. A lot of people, buying Disney stock back in the day, it was kind of like the DVC, like, oh, did you buy some stock yet? You a stockholder in Disney? It's definitely going to be interesting to watch. But yeah, I just wanted to point out the big one here for me was they are not going to walk it back.
Well, even before they fired Peter Rice, I knew this was going on, because if you just follow Disney Parks blog, go take a look. They keep showcasing, especially this month, all these stories about different cast members and about their inclusion key. They had one story about how in was it Hong Kong Disneyland, the one guy that works there now, I think he's American, he looks white or light skinned, is now over there, and he's in charge of he's their chairperson for their Diversity Inclusion Council.
Yeah.
In China.
Yeah.
I'm just like
this is the company going forward. I said before, I think that Bob Chapek is actually a puppet for somebody somewhere. I don't know if it's like an investment group or...
He looks like someone has a hand up his ass.
He does. He looks like a finger puppet.
He does. Looks like a thumb.
He looks like the thumb, yeah.
He's a thumb puppet.
That's meaner than I would have been, but yeah.
I've got that from the kids.
He's a
thumb
thumb
puppet.
A thumb. So I don't know, guys. Now, people said that this could be a problem, though, because she got Rice out of the way. They think she might actually be gunning for the CEO position. Or it could be Christine McCarthy, who's trying to get the...
Well, I don't know. I mean...
Cruella de Vil.
It could be. Wouldn't surprise me.
Won't be Abigail Disney.
But supposedly the board agreed with Chapek on this move, and he's getting his contract renewed this summer.
Yeah. So things aren't changing. Kathleen Kennedy, I don't think is going anywhere. They're not going to let up on this. It is what it is. You either buy Disney products or you don't.
And if you don't like something, it's because you're a horrible person. And maybe
yes.
at Lucasfilm and Disney will tell you so.
They will tell you so, but they're going all in, guys. That's the way it's going. So we'll see. We'll see if this affects their stock. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.